Zack is definitely one of the most important and underappreciated characters in the entire Final Fantasy franchise, especially when it comes from a narrative perspective. And I think that's because he's such a big departure for what we're accustomed to in a Final Fantasy protagonist. You can't really compare him to Cloud or Squall or some of the other characters because they're not always reluctant, they're not brooding, they're not going through these deep emotional battles. Zack is very much a face value type of character. He's overly heroic, or at least he demonstrates the quality that he thinks a hero needs to have. He's optimistic, he's bright, and he's cheery, and that's a big departure from some of the big Final Fantasy protagonists that I would consider to be fan favorites. But I think the big tragedy about Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core, and a little bit tragic about Zack from a protagonist perspective, is his story is never really about him. His story is about carrying on this legacy and shouldering the burden of other people. He carries Angeal's will. He shoulders the burden of the truth about the entire Shinra company. And ultimately, he passes all of this on, his legacy and his sword, to Cloud before he passes away. If you've played Crisis Core, you've probably beaten it, and the ending is one of the most heart-wrenching cutscenes that Final Fantasy has ever given us, and that whole experience ultimately shapes Cloud and who he becomes throughout the journey of Final Fantasy VII. And that's the thing about Zacks Story compared to other Final Fantasy protagonists. He's not a hero in the conventional sense, even though he exhibits all of these heroic qualities. Zacks Story is not about stopping some world-ending threat. Zacks Story is about inspiring other people, inspiring the next generation to carry on those qualities that we believe make somebody a good person. Zacks Story is about inspiring others. And what is so cool about Zack is that he doesn't just die a hero in his story, he makes somebody else believe they can be one. And I just think that's really cool.